everyone to the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. It's been a beautiful day, and tonight is really morphing into a great night here at the Joint. The place is packed. People are amped up and ready to go, and right now we are looking at Gor Manatsakhanyan. Very tricky last name, but I think I got it right. Gor Manatsakhanyan. This is his first fight professionally.
You got some skills, the fact that you got that right first try. I'm just going to stick with Gor. Keep it simple.
Yeah, that's easier. Tonight, a lot of folks are watching online. Thanks to all of you that are watching live on the internet pay-per-view, TDSN.TV. We appreciate you supporting live MMA. And the fighters in MMA Xplosion are the next generation fighters. I'm sure they appreciate it as well.
I'll tell you what, bro. When you're fighting and you know that you're going to be on television or somewhere and you got friends and family at home that can tune in and watch, it changes things, man. It really makes you just kind of get in. Like, my mom's at home watching. I got my brothers. I got all my boys. They're all watching at home right now.
And when you're a young fighter already and then you get that additional motivation, you know, it's just a winning combination. And that's what's so fun about MMA Xplosion with the next generation fighter. You've got these up-and-coming guys, and we celebrate those up-and-coming guys, and then you put them on a big stage at a world-class venue like the Joint at the Hard Rock, and you know that it's live on internet pay-per-view. It's an exciting night for them, and thus a very exciting night for us.
Absolutely, brother.
I want to thank some of our sponsors this evening. The Gun Store, Barry Levinson's Attorneys, Fast Fix Jewelers, LA Boxing Henderson's, Max Accounting, Graphics 2000. Thanks to all those guys that kicked in and helped make this possible for these young fighters that are on their way up. On his way to the ring as well, William Fisher. That is the opponent of Gor Manatsakhanyan. I'm going to keep saying Manatsakhanyan just because I'm so happy that I can actually say that name correctly. Manatsakhanyan.
Every time I try to say, I say Menage a Trois. I can't get it right.
Manatsakhanyan, Joey.
Manatsakhanyan, Dave. What?
So William Fisher, who's standing right next to us, he is a fighter that took this on short notice. And he is a fighter that had a little bit of trouble making weight yesterday. He actually spent some time in the sauna, which is particularly draining on a fighter. When you actually have to suit up, hold up the weigh-in a little bit, go to the sauna, try to drop those last few pounds, fighters react to it different ways. Talk about how difficult it is, Joey, to have to go sit in the sauna, really fight to get those last couple of pounds off. And is that an indication that maybe he wasn't as prepared as he should be?
Well, you know what? Anytime a fighter takes a fight on last-minute notice, you always wonder about their preparation.
Yep.
Having to cut the weight off, what it does first and foremost is the head game. Is you thinking to yourself, dang, you're thinking what everyone else is saying. He had problems cutting weight. This is going to come back to haunt him later on in the round. When he gets tired, and it's later on in the round, that's when he starts questioning himself. Am I going to feel this weight loss? And the question marks, when a fighter has questions about himself coming into the end of the night to fight, it's just not a good thing. It always spells disaster. I can't spell, but it spells disaster.
Stepping into the ring right now in the red trunks is Gor Manatsakhanyan. Standing across from him is William Fisher. It's time, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is scheduled for 3 rounds at a catch weight of 130 pounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 4 wins with 4 losses. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 129 pounds. Fighting out of the Academy of Striking and Grappling by way of Moreno Valley, California, William Fisher. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 128 pounds. Fighting out of Filipino MMA. He makes his professional debut tonight here under the MMA Xplosion banner. Here is Gor Manatsakhanyan. And when this fight begins, your referee in charge is Chris Tione.
So just above the 120-pound flyweight division, we've got a 130-pound catchweight fight here. Gor Manatsakhanyan, William Fisher, 2 very different fighters. Will is coming into this much more experienced. He's 4-4, so he's got 8 professional fights. This is the debut for Gor tonight. Very successful as an amateur, first pro fight tonight.
I don't know how Will could have lost any weight. It doesn't look like he has any weight to cut on his body.
He's a small guy. But both these guys are. And one thing about lighter fighters, they're very quick on their feet.
And you see both of them kind of feeling each other out, and Gore immediately just jumps in, rushes, pulls guard. Will says, let's get up, you do it.
Ooh, nice
Gore,
knee.
and Gore tries a nice hip toss. Good scramble. You see Will trying to turn in and get that single. Now he's sneaking out the back door. Gore's trying to snatch up that armbar. I don't think he has it, though. And the referee's got to separate him. Reset the action. Frantic pace. Frantic pace when a guy cuts a lot of weight is never a good thing. That usually leads to you burning out early. And he doesn't have this. Gore doesn't have anything right there.
Nice punch from the bottom there, and Gore showing some really high-level jiu-jitsu. He's doing a good job with his transitions. I asked Gore before the fight what he predicted, a knockout or a KO, and he said, or a KO or a submission, he said both.
Both. He's predicting both. He's going to knock him out while he's subbing him. That's a talented fighter. You know what, though? Will did a great job of staying calm when he was on top. You see, he postured up right away. He got his arms out of danger and started punching. That's that 8-fight experience.
Curious to see how it's going to affect Gore. You know, he really tried to sink in a successful submission there early on in the first round. And when you're not able to do it, if you're a young fighter, sometimes you can give up a little bit mentally. It doesn't look like Gore's that type of guy, though. Very nice. Moves to the full mount, takes the back.
Yes, very, very smooth transitions. That's the second time in the fight he started the takedown off with a good hip toss, went straight to mount, transitioned to taking his back, and now he's pounding away. Will's got to do something. You see, he's just kind of tucking up right there. What he needs to be doing first off is hand fighting. There's no hand fighting going on right now. Gore should be able to choke him out. Gore needs to go for the choke. There's no attack on his hands right now. Will is doing nothing to hand fight right now, which gives Gore the ability to go ahead and slide that arm under.
Talk about how well Gore is positioned on the back right now. It looks like he's got pretty solid back control. And there
it is. He sunk the arm under. He should sneak that arm up and go to the gable grip right now. You see him start softening him up. Let's see, pull that hand. He switches. I want to see him hit a figure 4, and there it is. This is it. That's all she wrote.
That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Will's trying to fight it off, but it is a matter of moments before he just blacks out, and that's it.
There he goes.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end. Gore Manatsakanian in his MMA debut as a professional walks away with his first victory tonight. Obviously elated. Good job, Gore Manatsakanian.
You know, big ups to Will taking this fight on short notice.
Yep.
But when you're Gore and you come out as your pro debut and you take on a fighter with 8 fights, 4 of them are wins with a couple knockouts and submissions, and you beat him, it does wonders for your confidence, man.
Let's take a look at the replay here. This is the moment where he sinks that choke in. Okay, we lost that replay for just a moment, but we'll come back to it in just a second. Like you were saying, Joey, as he was setting up that choke, it was just a matter of time before that softening up worked. And right here is where you see the moment where he twists him over after a moment of softening him up.
He's going to start pounding. He slides that right arm through, then the left arm, then he's going to roll over and switch sides. He's going to replace the other arm now, and there it is.
So good. And Will did a good job of trying to fight it off. He struggled with it, but the referee right on top of the action, he knew it was just a matter of time, and the double-handed tap from Will signifying it was all over. And Gore Manatsakanian walking away with his first victory tonight. Great job by him, man. He looked so experienced for his first fight as a professional. And as we've seen MMA evolve, I love to see that sort of thing in a debut.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Chris Tayani has called a stop to this fight at 2 minutes and 41 seconds into the very first round, declaring the winner by submission due to a rear naked choke, Gore Manatsakanian!
Once again, as you said, big ups to Will for taking the fight on short notice. He really had to fight to get down to that 130-pound mark. He made it there, but at the end of the day, Gore's jiu-jitsu just looked great.
Great job from Gore, great hip toss, good takedowns. One thing I would advise to work on is the pulling guard part. In jiu-jitsu tournaments, in pure jiu-jitsu, pulling guard is great, and you know, great jiu-jitsu guys can get away with it. But when you get into high-level MMA, I never advise anyone pulling guard. You get a guy, a good wrestler who's got great defensive skills, And the last place on earth you want to be is under them, with them raining elbows down on you.
You can never stop coaching, can you, Joey?
No, sir.
Just let him accept his win and be happy just for a moment, all right? We'll start breaking down the fight in a week after he takes a little bit of time off.
There you go.
Congratulations again to Gore Manatsakanian walking away with his first win as a pro in MMA. We're coming right back to the joint at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas for more MMA Explosion in a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's event is proudly presented by Mac Accounting and Graphics 2000.
Making his way into the ring right now is Sean Fitzsimmons, who has a great nickname, the Irish Fury.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for some more t-shirts. Stand up and make some noise!
He trains at Throwdown Training Center here in Las Vegas. You see his corner is stacked up with some of the best players in the game. I see John Wood over there. John's a great guy, man.
John's a great guy. He's a great fighter, a great coach. He's been in the game since day one. I remember back him at Combat Club with Sergio Pena, and then he had the Zions Training Center. I mean, he's a gamer, and his fighters always are as well.
And he's married to Amber Nicole, who's a very famous model from the MMA world. She was a UFC Octagon girl for a while. She's still one of the top models for Zions, and John's really proud of that. If you ask him, if you're like, hey, how are you? He's like, yeah, I'm John Wood, married to Amber Nicole.
Yeah.
Of course, who wouldn't be proud of that, right? I tell you what, Sean Fitzsimmons looks shredded, doesn't he, man? That guy doesn't have an ounce of fat on him.
No. And I'll tell you what, though, that usually means the fighter's in great shape, and Sean needs to come in great shape. He's fighting a guy with a deceptive record. JJ Mix, I've trained with him, I've cornered him, I've watched him fight. The dude is a stud. He's got a couple of bad calls in fights that gave him some losses that he shouldn't have had, but the dude is a stud, and he's a gamer.
Seeing the Jabberwockies?
I thought it was the dead presidents.
I guess either way. JJ Mix making his way to the ring right now here at MMA Xplosion. Ready to go. Both these fighters very experienced. As you said, JJ Mix, he's 5-4, fighting out a Juan fight team. Sean Fitzsimmons from Throwdown Training Center, he's 7-5. So you've got 9 fights for JJ professionally, 12 fights for Sean. This fight, I imagine, is probably going to go beyond the first round, unless a KO happens, because both of these guys are rather experienced. You've seen 2 first-round finishes here tonight already in MMA Xplosion, where you have a little bit higher level game. I imagine there's going to be more of a feeling out process. But I've been wrong before.
Yeah, I got my fingers crossed, brother. I'm hoping that we see another first round ender right here.
I never complain about a first round knockout.
If JJ can keep this fight standing, maintain his distance, his reach, utilize his footwork, I expect him to come out blazing and end with a knockout.
What's his greatest strength?
His striking, hands down.
Yeah.
He's so long and tall for a lightweight. He's over 6 foot. That's so long, and he's got crack and sleep in his power. His punches, all his punches, both left hand and right hand, he's got knockout power. Vanderlei Silva told you that. And when you hear Vanderlei talking about a guy, 155-pounder with knockout power, you know it's legit.
Listed on the card here, it says that he is a solid kickboxer. Joey, as one of the best Muay Thai guys in Las Vegas, can you back that up? Is he in fact a solid kickboxer?
You know what the most impressive thing about his kickboxing is? I remember when he moved out here and went to Extreme Coutures. We'll pick this one up in a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next fight is scheduled for 3 rounds in the MMA Xplosion lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 7 wins with 5 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of the Warrior Training Center, the Irish Fury, Sean Fitzsimmons. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner,